Kathy. My name is Thomson Carter. I'm on the Lake County Board. I represented the village of Wauconda for 16 years. In the last reorganization, I lost the village, but you did lose my heart. And Nick is your representative now. I represent you as a county board member, but you are no longer part of my voting district. It was a very difficult loss for me because over 16 years, I came to really love the people here in Wauconda and to represent them. And there's been big hurdles. And one of the biggest hurdles we had that we had to work through was the Superfund site and the contamination of private wells that were in the unincorporated area. And I think Trustee Knight, you were the only one on the board now that actually went through that, where we had residents who could no longer, at that time, brush their teeth, drink their water, take a shower, wash their clothes, and were very, very much afraid. You have just under 500 wells that have come off of the aquifer now. Nobody knows where that plume is moving. Nobody knows how fast it's going. What I know deep in my heart is you're one moment away from having your municipal well contaminated, and you never know when that's going to happen. The people here in Wauconda understand it. They know the significance of having Lake Michigan water. When that episode happened many, many years ago, Lake Michigan hookup was not an option. There were no allocations available at the time. Because of the efforts of many communities, especially the city of Chicago, tightening up their water lines, an allocation actually became available. When the county, Lindenhurst, and Lakeville were working on the option of getting Lake Michigan water, I said, wait a minute, what about Wauconda? What about Bolo? What about Fox Lake? Get them to the table. I knew you had a Superfund site. I knew Bolo, as their deep wells are so bad that in 2015 they're going to be hauling their sludge across the country to dispose of it. I know what the cost is going to be to the residents. Your mayor at the time came and we all started working together. At one point, the planning group separated for the north and the west, and we had Bolo and Wauconda together. CLCJAWA could only do one or the other. They didn't have the capacity in the lines to do everybody. But what happened, and I think this is very important, the CLCJAWA current board members, all 9 of them, decided to look at the CMAP numbers, to look at the allocation that they had, and to say, do I really need this? If I'm not going to build out to these numbers, I can free up some of that capacity. Every one of those 9 members did that because they wanted to serve Wauconda. Then, Lindenhurst, Lakeville, and Lake County, who had 2 residents, or 2 subdivisions, we did the same thing. We tightened up our numbers. We freed up capacity in the lines. And then so did Wauconda, and then so did Bolo. And that's why you have the opportunity to get Wauconda. Because the CLCJAWA board, who wanted to have you as a member, who wanted to bring safe water to your residents, did everything they could to get you to the table. What they asked for was a resolution for you to say, yes, I want to take it to the next step. The county and the villages passed that back in the summer. We're farther along in the process. We all held up our process to wait for Wauconda. We realized you had a new mayor. You as trustees sat back and let your new mayor learn what he needed to move the process forward. We as communities all sat back and gave you that time. But now times have changed and we have got to move forward. So that's why there was a deadline. We talked last night and you said, well, I didn't realize that in August they were going to vote no. The reason why they didn't was because Mayor Russell was there at the meeting and he stood up and said, please don't vote no. Wauconda residents need that water. Give them 2 more weeks. And nothing happened. And then you got your letter saying you got September 18th and that's your deadline. You needed to get to first base. Not look for the home run, but get to first base. I'm very disheartened by what I've heard here tonight. Wauconda is one of the most fabulous counties, or cities, in this entire county. I don't live here. My heart's here. If I ever left my family home, this is where I'm coming. Because the people here work so well together and really care about the quality of life. And you need Lake Michigan. There's no doubt in my mind you need to have Lake Michigan. What disturbs me is that I've heard comments tonight still blasting CLCJAWA. These are the people, these are the very people that you need their votes for. And I just ask you to keep the rhetoric down. If you don't like what you have to, if you don't like something that's going out, then keep it to yourself. Don't make it public. Don't think for 1 minute that CLCJAWA board's not watching what's going on here tonight and hearing what's being said tonight. They are. They saw what was put on your website, the spin that was put on following that last meeting. And that burnt more bridges. I don't know if you even have a chance of getting CLCJAWA to reconsider. I don't know. I hope you do. It's very, very important. But I do believe that all of those mayors want the very best for all the residents. And I don't believe that they're going to let the politics get involved. But you need to stop the politics also. And I really mean that for every one of you. I don't mean to embarrass you or to upset you. I've always spoken from my heart. I've always made it very clear. You have a very tough job to do. And I think that this has just gone down a path that nobody really realized what was happening. And tonight's the night that you've all said it's going to stop. And I think that that is a very good message to send. And please keep your comments positive. Remember that these people here want you there. They made concessions to be there. I talked to Trustee Starkey and to the mayor last night, and one of the things I mentioned to you is because you were talking about the recapturing. I realize that you are being a great advocate for your taxpayers to lessen the cost. I would do the same thing. But I want you to look bigger than that, because you're joining an operation that will have, when it's completed, 11 members. For you to get a better deal than anybody else and any other member means you're expecting the other members to have their taxpayers pick up the slack where you want a better deal. And that is not how you need to work with your neighbors. I don't know if you really understood what you were asking for, but you passed the resolution. That's the first thing you have to do. I don't understand why there's not a meeting already set tonight for a special call to pass the resolution. So you can pass the resolution. You need to let CLCJAWA know you got your act together, you did it wrong starting off, but you know what you've done wrong, and you want to amend the fences, and you want to become a member. Start that process, start the communication. I can't open up that door, but I will be there to help you in every step that I can. I believe in you. I believe that the people in Wauconda need this, deserve it. Your business people need to have this. The one thing that is going to be so easy for you to market all your vacant places along Route 12 is that you got Lake Michigan water. Because if you don't have it, they're going to go to Volo, who's going to have it, or they're going to go south. So you need this. You want economic development, you need Lake Michigan water. I implore you, whatever help I can give you, I will give you. But you're the only ones, you are the only ones that can open up that door at CLCJAWA. No one else can do it but you. Thank you.
Thank you.